We be live!
Hello.
Hello! Wait. Hi, everyone. How are you? Hi, Susie. Hi, everyone in the live chat. Oh, so many people are telling us hi. How's my audio? How's Susie's audio?
Hello. Good.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Susie, can you check which mic is on? I just want to make sure we have the right mic. Yes, that's correct. We have it on. All right. So, let's see. Roy is here, and Zaid from Jordan is here, and Darko already just got 5 memberships for people in the live chat. Thank you so much, Darko.
Aw.
And
Merry
yeah,
Christmas.
thank you. Yeah, Christmas. Oh, you're right. That's Christmas gifts. Dee is saying hello.
We have
Nico is
multiple
watching from.
holidays we need to celebrate before we get the show started. One, a belated Yalda Mubarak to everyone. Okay, that's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Two,
Yes.
Obviously, one of the most important things that happens on Christmas is not the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but it's in fact the birth of our Lord and Savior Armin Navabi.
Oh yeah. Okay. That too.
So happy birthday, Armin. Everyone, please tell Armin in the live chat why you love him.
Oh no.
The other thing that we need to celebrate is, of course, Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you had fun. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope that you did not have a stressful holiday because, they can be. And the final holiday that we need to celebrate is the Manusmrti Dahan Divas.
Ooh.
And because a lot of people don't know that December 25th is also Manusmrti Burning Day.
Oh, wow,
AKA,
right.
it's like the 96th or something anniversary of Baba Saheb, Dr. Ambedkar, burning the Manusmrti in protest of that vile religious scripture.
That is really good. That is really good. We should make a news item about that, or a stream about that. Did people do that this year? Was there any activities around that this year? We should
I
highlight
don't know.
that.
I think there was maybe. I think I maybe saw something about it. Of people like actively doing it still in India. But if you're curious to learn more about Manusmrti Burning Day, check out the community tab on our YouTube channel because I made a post celebrating it.
Oh wow! Okay, you're on top of everything that is happening around the world. You're a better atheist activist than I am.
I love it. I said the history of blasphemy and dissent from within the Indian subcontinent is so rich and paved the way for free thinkers around the world. And I love this quote. And quote, we made a bonfire of it because we view it as a symbol of injustice under which we have been crushed across centuries. Because of its teaching, we have been ground down under despicable poverty, and so we made the clash, staked all, took our lives into our own hands, and performed the deed. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Okay, so we should get to the live chat really quickly because we also want to get to the news soon. People are telling us where they're watching from. I already highlighted Zaid from Jordan. I already highlighted Nico from Germany. And then let's see who else told us from hello from Green Bay, Wisconsin, from Nathan. And then who else told us? Oh, Dean from Ireland and Anurag from Indiana. And where else? Oh, from Jahannam, of course. We have a huge fan base in Jahannam. I think it's one of our. I think technically that would make us the biggest, the highest number of our fans are located there.
Yeah, some people like to say that they're big in Japan. We like to say that we're big in Jahannam.
We're big in Jahannam. Yeah, Anna from Israel.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Canada. Oh, that's our Anna. Is that our Anna?
Yeah, that's our Anna.
Oh, hey, that's our Anna. Hey, Anna. Okay, Anna, put a profile picture so that I could easily tell that it's you. Great. It's great to have Anna in the live chat. No, when
this weekend I was thinking about making we need little emotes of Anna for our members.
Oh.
We need Anna emotes.
Yes, we do need that. And you're right. Nika from California, and also Anna is confirmed. Yes, I'm your Anna. Good. So when I'm streaming with Anna, we have Susanna in the live chat, and now when we're live streaming with Susanna, we have Anna in the live chat. So Anna, put a profile picture or something so people can tell that it's you. Yes, good. All right, great. So Anna is here too. So now that's great. And now we can get started. So, we're going to be covering 5 or 6 news items around atheism, religion, and stuff like that from different countries. What countries are we covering today?
We have the United States, France, Italy, the US again, and a special announcement about something that you were featured in recently.
Wait, what am I featured in? Hold on. Oh yeah, okay. And today the countries are the stories are what? Sad, funny, ridiculous, wholesome.
Mostly ridiculous. Some outrageous.
Okay.
We are definitely starting out with probably the most emotionally difficult news. Not gonna lie, but it is important. So.
Oh, wait, somebody is asking what countries we are from. So I'm Iranian Canadian, and Susie is American, right?
Just a bit old American.
Yes.
Don't you
All right,
forget
so she's. I was gonna make a joke, but that would be in poor taste. Oh wait, is this Nigeria?
Yes,
because the flags are not. Yay, Nigeria! So great. I want us to grow our fan base in Nigeria so bad. Thank you so much for being here. Any vibes, and also from space. Yeah, from Sweden and again Canada and America. All right. So can we clap for the first news?
No, this is horrible.
Oh crap! All right.
This is we have to start out with our worst news. Just heads up.
All right, it gets better after, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well then, first news.
First news: ex-Muslim teen assaulted by family for becoming Christian. And if you can't tell by the title what kind of content we're going to talk about in this, I'm just giving people the heads up because unfortunately there are a lot of people in our community who have experienced similar abuse from their family. And so if this is hard for you, just giving you the heads up. In a harrowing incident in Nashville, Tennessee, a teenage boy, formerly a Muslim, was assaulted by his own family for converting to Christianity. The mother, father, and brother of the boy were arrested following a welfare check initiated by the boy's employer. The teenager, subjected to physical attacks and psychological coercion, was found in a distressed state bearing physical marks of abuse. As described by the assistant general manager of the McDonald's where he worked, quote, "They were torturing him. They had him down where they kicked him and beat him unconscious." This sentiment was echoed by the victim's neighbor and mentor, Paul Levine, who revealed the continuous threats the boy faced from his family. Ultimately, while the mother remains in custody charged with aggravated assault, the father and brother were released on bond. The teen now resides with a Christian foster family, marking a tragic yet hopeful turn for his journey for religious freedom. So I wanted to talk about this because it's clearly very important to our work, our mission, and it speaks to a lot of issues that our community faces. And so, yes, this kid did not become an atheist. He became a Christian, but he's still an apostate, right? And so one thing that we really focus on in general is the issue of apostasy, how people are treated in issues of apostasy. For example, hashtag apostasy is not a crime. And so although, this kid still is a theist, we share, or our community shares, similar experiences in terms of being threatened and facing life-altering consequences for apostasy, right? And yes, Spacelia is bringing up a good point. No more honor violence, end honor violence. And I wanted to touch upon that as well, because I wanted to talk about this story because I want people to see that this happens in America. I don't want people to think that they can close their eyes and ignore this issue and just say, oh, well, that's something that happens vaguely over there. Like, we can ignore it. That's not really our thing that we have to handle, because that's part of like those cultures and they do that over there and we don't have influence and it doesn't matter and all this stuff. No, this is happening to American children within our own country. Well, my country, I'm American. And the details of this case are really, really sad. So apparently this kid he worked at a McDonald's, and it seems like some of the people that he worked under were kind of like mentors or personal supports to him. And basically he had mentioned to his colleagues or people that he'd worked with or that were in his community how they were threatening him. His brother was threatening him to shoot him. They were threatening him with violence. And he basically said, like, oh, this is he mentioned the threats, but was like, you know what, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And then his coworkers called a wellness check on him. And when they called the wellness check on him, and this is all based on the reports available to me at this time, that the officers literally found him in the middle of being beaten and assaulted by his family. They described him as having cuts and lumps all over his face. He was trembling and wide-eyed. He was just, like assaulted. It was horrible. And they were threatening him with a knife. And the people in his community were really shaken about this. So one of his coworkers said, she was female. She said, I kind of adopted him in my heart. And I knew about this problem because he had come before and said, my mom put a knife to my throat and said that if I don't deny Jesus, she will kill me. And the mother is still in custody, but the son and father are out on bond. And their neighbor, who is a pastor who became another mentor to the young boy, said, he told me a week ago that he was threatened by his brother, that his brother was going to shoot him. The pastor asked if he was okay, and the boy said that they wouldn't do anything, but they did. The pastor added that the victim was always asking about his church and about the Christian faith, and he added that no one knew the boy's parents well. He said, quote, they don't have any friends in the neighborhood. You never see them out. And then he added that he's very uneasy knowing that the two suspects are back in the community. So this case makes me think of several things. One, I hope that someone in the Tennessee Police Department, the Nashville Police Department, understands that this is a form of honor violence. Because a lot of people don't understand that this is honor violence, right? Because they think of it normally as something that happens to young girls. But again, boys can also be inflicted with honor violence. I hope people also understand that this is religious. I mean, and it sounds stupid to say when the headline is literally Muslim family allegedly assaulted their son over Christian faith, and I'm actually really glad that it's being reported that way, because often it's reported in a way where they try to basically not name what is happening. But in the news reports that I saw coming out of Nashville, they did name what is happening. And what is happening is this family is assaulting their son over apostasy. And I really hope that he is kept in a safe space for a long period of time. I really want this child to be safeguarded, because there's lots of instances where children get returned to their families only to have the abuse continue and to ultimately have them be murdered. And so I hope the authorities are taking this very, very seriously. And I hope they somehow have someone who is competent in these issues to explain what's going on here, because most police departments would not understand the details of what's going on here based on the training that I've done in terms of intervening in awareness of honor violence. It makes me very, very sad. And I really hope this child can have the safe environment that he deserves. Yeah. Oh, there's a comment from Sakai that I want to address. Sakai is saying, not surprised. Several cases of ex-Muslim honor killings have occurred in the South, Texas, especially, surprisingly. It's because Texas actually has a huge immigrant population from South Asia and the Middle East. So there's a huge Pakistani immigrant population in Texas. There's a big Afghan community. There's a huge Iranian community. And partially it has to do that one of the largest refugee resettlement services is in Houston through the IOM. Yeah.
By the way, I saw D highlighting a comment on social media saying, can you imagine how big the backlash would be if it was the other way around? Imagine what big of it. This is, by the way, some people are surprised that this is in America. Yeah, this happened in America. But imagine how big of a news this would be in America if if a Christian family was beating the crap out of their child because the child turned Muslim. I think this would, the whole Islamophobia outrage. I mean, rightfully so, by the way. I don't want to say that it would be rightfully outraged, and it would be covered so much. The double standard. Didn't you agree, Susie, that this would be the other way if it was the other way around?
I completely agree.
Does anybody disagree with us that if this was a Christian family beating up their kid because their kid turned Muslim, this would have gotten a lot more coverage? A lot more coverage. Yeah, to see the same huge double standard. Yeah.
One thing that really worries me is, I've been thinking about this a lot since I heard about this story. I have a friend of mine that's pursuing a PhD in psychology. And she told me that in her cohort, they have conversations where there are people that are so woke that they question whether CPS should be called on different people given their culture.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
And that utterly terrifies me.
Wow.
That is the standard or a norm or a believed to be intelligent, enlightened understanding of child safeguarding and well-being. That maybe we're actually perpetuating systems of racism to help intervene in situations of children being assaulted. It terrifies me. Because if someone like that was involved as a social worker in a case like this, what do you think would happen? Like, so, I don't... It just makes me so angry how this twisted way of thinking protects the most conservative elements within a minority group to the detriment of the most vulnerable within that minority group. And this is supposed to be the people that are so sensitive to the oppression of others. It makes me sick. It makes me so upset. Yeah. So I really hope people understand this for what this is. This is abuse. This is hatred on the basis of apostasy. This is hatred of apostasy. This is honor-based violence. And one thing, I just want people to understand that they're like, oh, well, maybe it's just like their country or where they come from. If that is the case, then why is it that I have more friends than I can even count right now who have gone through this same experience, except for being atheist, not becoming Christian? I mean, I don't even know how many of my friends have gone through this because it's like so common. And they speak different languages. They come from different cultures. They come from different countries. They come from different ages, like different generations. So if that's the case, what is the thing in common? When none of these countries, time periods, cultures, languages have anything in common,
Guys,
but the pattern of abuse is the same.
What's the common? Yeah, tell us in the live chat.
Common denominator.
Yeah, tell us in the live chat. What is the common denominator? So we have. Let me just check some of the comments that people left in the live chat. Darko saying, "Who the hell does that to their kids?" Well, the answer is many Muslims. Many. A lot of Muslims, specifically a lot of Muslims. That's who. Again, I didn't say all, but mostly Muslims. I don't know why so many people were asking us in the live chat if we condemn Hamas. We do condemn Hamas. We have been. This channel has been focusing on condemning Hamas, but yeah. Oh, SFL is.
I don't know why I randomly love that. As a matter of fact, yes, I do.
Yes, we do. SFL is reminding people to share the channel. Yes, by the way, that's a good reminder to also like the stream, everybody. Liking the stream really help us out. Really does help us out to grow the channel. So make sure you share the channel, but also more importantly, because it takes very little time, just like the stream right now on YouTube. Thank you very much. So here's the thing. Somebody's saying deport. I don't know how we could deport. I mean, you don't deport. These are citizens, aren't they? Citizens?
I don't know about the immigration status of the parents or the brother. Presumably, the brother is also an American citizen. I really have no idea. I have literally no idea.
Guys, these are citizens of America. These are Americans.
They're likely citizens.
American. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. Likely, probably citizens. I don't know what you are talking about. We got some super chats. Let's do. By the way, before we do the super chats, somebody was heartbroken that I mentioned Nigeria, and I didn't mention Kenya. So I was so sad to see this person heartbroken, and I just wanted to make sure I do give a shout out to Lobronzo, because he or she is watching from Kenya, and we love to grow our fan base in Kenya as well. So thank you so much, Lobronzo, for bringing that to my attention and for being a member. Yay. Okay. Did you want to, is this something?
This comment from Rune was good, saying young Swedish Muslim girls are sometimes taken to their family's country of origin and forced to marry some older man that their family has chosen. The Swedish authorities know about this problem. This is common across the world. Children get brought back to go marry their cousins in different countries. It's often used as a form of punishment against both boys and girls when they've become too quote unquote Western. And then another thing that happens is also what is called vacation cutting, which is when a child is born in, America, Europe, whatever, and that they come from a culture where they practice female genital mutilation, and the family knows that they would be prosecuted and sent to jail if they do it in the country. So they go take her overseas and then do the female genital mutilation and bring her back on vacation, quote unquote.
All right, we should do the super chats. First, we're going to do the super chats that are related to the news. So here, you want to read this one? Anish?
Anish Joshi said, and his brother and father who are out on bail will get a whole support system, a glimpse of how religion operates at its nastiest. That's a possibility. There was an extremely notorious case of an Egyptian family that committed an honor killing against their two daughters, and the entire local community came together to help them go in hiding, even though they were on the most wanted list for like 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
Assisted by their brother and the entire community to help escape justice. But motherfucker, they were caught. and they were charged, and they're in jail. But it took a while, though. So that's a possibility.
By the way,
I don't know, though.
Guy, I just want to thank you for all the super chats. We're already getting a decent amount of super chats already at the beginning of the streams, and people are buying memberships for other people. And this really helps us because this stream is very likely to get demonetized. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Gaging American?
Gage American saying CPS was used to separate Native kids from their parents. Oh, CPS, for those who don't know, is Child Protective Services. Was used to separate Native kids from their parents to be raised by Christian parents. I need the left to evolve with the times. Yeah, and I'm not trying to deny the fact that there are systems that have been used in really horrible ways in the past, but we need to have a more nuanced understanding of these issues. And we can't, the attitude that I was talking about is an overcorrection. It's an overcorrection. Yes, there are instances where Child Protective Services has been used to fracture the families of particularly like Black and Native people throughout the history of America, right? But the way to correct that is to not refuse to intervene when kids from those backgrounds are being abused in the present. That's not the correction that we want to make here.
By the way, I really like how Gaging American super chats are now a lot easier to read. So thank you for that. This is such a great improvement compared to before. Thank you.
Instead of a cryptic, very esoteric, riddle. Right. Oh, and Kenny gave 10 super chats. Thank you for giving memberships. Excuse me, memberships.
10 memberships. 10 more people are now members. Thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yes, and so far we got 15 membership gifts. Secular Sakai has a question with his super chat saying, any updates on PayPal monthly donation status?
You know, I actually need to log in and pull up the number, and I can give you an answer if you give me a few moments. Like, how about by the end of the next
let's do that. Yes, let's do that at the end of the maybe at the end of the show. At the end of all the news, not the end of the next segment, at the end of the show.
Yeah, right? I need to go. Right. I need to go look things up on the back end right now.
I like how Secular Sakai is keeping us update. You know, thank you so much for doing that. That really helps us out.
Yeah.
Noman is saying we are growing. We are, guys. And again, it's because you be liking the stream. That's why this channel is growing, because you guys are listening to me. A lot of you. Shame on those who are watching the stream without liking it. But the rest of you, thank you so much for liking it, and we're growing. Oh, Susie, where are you gone? I'm already done. We're going to the next news. Okay, let me look at the chat. You forgot to mute your mic. We hear everything. Don't fart. Don't fart. It's a good warning, hey? See, I'm a good friend.
Okay, there we go. I just had to fix the lighting.
That's good. All right. So, can we clap? So this was the worst news. I'm glad that he didn't die in it all. So this was the worst one. From now we're good for now, right?
Poor kid. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm assuming the next news is clappable.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next news.
French teachers strike over safety issues after Muslim backlash to nude art. In a small town near Paris, teachers at a school in Issou, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this town, went on strike, voicing deep concerns for their safety after an incident involving the display of a 17th century nude painting by Giuseppe Cesare. The arrest comes in the wake of several Islamist attacks on teachers in France, including the horrific beheading of Samuel Paty in 2020. The current situation in Issou escalated when a female teacher showed the painting Diana and Action to her class, leading some Muslims to turn away, citing religious prohibitions against viewing such imagery. Misinformation and false accusations against the teacher quickly spread on social media, intensifying fears among the staff. Sophie Venetite, I do not know how to pronounce these names, The general secretary of the France's leading teachers union expressed the gravity of the situation, stating, "We know well that methods like this can lead to a tragedy. We saw it with the murder of Samuel Paty. Our colleagues feel threatened and in danger." The strike highlights the growing tensions in French schools, where teachers face not only disciplinary issues, but also threats to their personal safety in a climate of escalating religious and cultural conflicts. So let me give some background to what happened here. So there was a teacher who was doing her job in a French suburb, and I don't know exactly what the subject of the class was, if it was art history or whatever. But in this class, she showed a famous painting. And this painting, 17th century painting, had some nude female breasts in it. As is wont to do here we go. Here we have the painting right here. Okay. Pretty typical 17th century painting.
This is okay for YouTube, by the way, because it's art, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And, a typical painting of, a Greek myth in 17th century style. So, there were Muslim students in the class that were upset by this, who said, this is against our culture or religion. We're not allowed to see this. This is prohibited, blah, blah, blah. And then, according to the reports that I have read, have gone on to accuse her of racism, accuse her of making racist statements, accuse her of making statements against Islam. And then these rumors started to spread online. And then the teachers decided to go on strike because they were afraid for their safety. Because those of you who know the case will already recognize the pattern. This is almost exactly what happened in the case of Samuel Paty, who was beheaded on the street of Paris suburbs because he showed his class the Charlie Hebdo cartoons. And a student spread a lie against him. A student spread a rumor against him, and it led to this guy who came to France as a Chechen refugee beheading him in the middle of the street, hunting him down and beheading him in the middle of the street. So when we have a situation where this is not even blasphemy against the prophet, this is not even depicting the prophet, not even close. This is just showing a historical nude painting, probably in a freaking history class. And people are saying this is prohibited. I'm not allowed to see this. This is not okay. And then spreading lies against her about her being racist and saying statements against Islam. Yes, and spreading that online, that picking up steam, and then there's calls against her within the community. I would also be freaking terrified, because that's exactly what happened to Samuel Paty. Not to mention the fact that less than 3 months ago, there was another teacher that was murdered in France under the guise of some Islamist motive. His name was Dominique. I can't remember his name. And so, yeah, the teachers are now going on strike over this, apparently, because they're very concerned for their safety. And I think they have every reason to be very legitimately concerned for their safety. This is not an irrational fear in any way, shape, or form. But Armin, what is your reaction to this?
People are pointing out, Space Leo and some other people were pointing out, like, what about biology class? Because there's nudity when anatomy, like in the anatomy of the human body, are they going to get offended over that as well? This is weird.
I don't know. Yeah.
Some people were suggesting that France is effed. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, France has a very serious problem on their hands. France has a very serious problem on their hands. And it becomes more and more apparent with instances like this. When it's like, Oh yeah, now we have multiple teachers that have been murdered by Islamists because of rumors spread against them. I mean, it's insane. And so our lovely editor D added some reactions on social media, and this is a very spicy this is a spicy take from Twitter. So let's examine what this person on Twitter had to say in reaction to this news. They said, attempts to suppress indigenous culture is a violation of Article 8.1 of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples. Quote, indigenous, parentheses, French, have the right to not be subjected to or forced assimilation or destruction of their culture. Now, here's the thing. If you guys didn't know, French people don't count as indigenous.
Why not?
Because indigeneity is a construct that basically only applies to colonized people, but after the 15th century.
Oh, well, that's pretty selective way of defining it. What the hell?
I mean, because the Gauls, the French, were colonized by the Romans.
Yeah, I mean, that's by definition indigenous.
No, they're not.
Yeah, French people, basically they're saying French people are native to France. They are.
But they cannot claim indigeneity.
What the hell? Okay.
By the definition of this very construct.
Okay, that's pretty selective.
I had a very amazing incident a few days ago where I was fighting with ChatGPT over. I was having an argument with ChatGPT about this because I wanted to see what the argument is, right?
Right.
And so I was trolling ChatGPT about why the French are not indigenous, but they don't count.
Yes, basically they're saying they've lived there for thousands of years. How are they not native? I mean, I guess.
But they're not. They are not indigenous because indigenous applies to people that have been colonized following the 15th century, almost overwhelmingly. And then I asked, well, who are the indigenous people to Japan? Well, it said the Ainu. I'm like, well, when were the Ainu colonized? By the Yamato. Oh, around the 7th century. Oh, well, so why is that different? Oh, because it's a very complicated and context-dependent thing. So I said, oh, it sounds like a double standard to me. I was just like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I think the actual standard here is that if you're white, you're not indigenous. That's what I think the actual standard is. No, I think it's more about like, oh no, we don't call white people indigenous. That's not what we do.
Yeah, but it's not going to say that.
Oh yeah, but isn't that the actual standard here? Isn't that the actual standard?
I think that's the actual standard. I mean, let's just be completely honest. Sure, there's technically a more nuanced way you could talk about this and blah, 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 blah. But if we're being really real, that's basically what it breaks down to.
That's what it breaks down to. Yeah.
It's so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
gosh. And then especially if you start talking about indigeneity when it comes to the Jewish people, then things start to get real fuego.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good point as well. Yeah, they've been colonized. Yeah, what about that? Are the Jewish people indigenous to Israel? Given that it was, if you're talking about you want to be before the 15th century, yeah, how about 3,000 years ago? Could that be indigenous? Considered indigenous? No.
Like where do people think the name Judea comes from?
Right. But they
do people
white.
think the name Judea comes from? It's so freaking stupid.
Yeah. But again, not that we care about it. I don't care about you being native or not, because at the end of the day, what matters is, the legality of it and what are we supposed to do to make the highest number of people have the best, life and the most prosperity and the most amount of peace. Being native or not native, to me, it doesn't matter to me. But given their standards of them caring about who was native here and who doesn't, they seem to apply that selectively. Right. So I just want to say
funny how that works.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. They were colonized by the
recognized Romans. The indigenous people of that region then suddenly you could use the same rhetoric of saying, what did you think decolonization looked like?
Right. Because
what do you think indigenous resistance looks like? And suddenly they don't like how that rhetoric sounds anymore.
I mean, it does pass all the standards. It was before the 15th century, and they were colonized, by so many people. Actually, they were the
too
most
many to name.
Yeah, too many to name. Last one. Yeah. All right. So we have 3 super chats from Asian American. And guys, again, and thank you for the super chats. This video is very likely to get demonetized. So your super chats are really helping us out, making sure that we are we keep the show fully funded. So Susie, do you want to check out the super chats by Asian American?
Yes.
There's 3 of them. Yeah.
Asian American, thank you for all the super chats. Saying, could I show Tara sitting on Buddha on YouTube? I think so. I think you can, especially like the really old style, like Tibetan art. I think that'd be fine. Asian American is also saying the Celtic people of Britain would count, except they don't, because I also asked ChatGPT about that. They don't.
They don't count. What the? No. Okay, it's based on skin color. It's skin deep. The analysis is.
I was specifically asking about the Scots. I said, "Well, are the Scots the indigenous people of Britain?" And it basically went on to say, "No, they're not," because it's like, well, indigenous refers to a culture that has its own distinct image in the face of colonized powers. It has its own culture. It has its own language. I'm like, are you ignoring the fact that the Scots have all those things? That's very offensive. And it's like, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh, wow.
The Scots have a very stark identity in opposition to British rule, force, and power. To say others is insane. It's insane. Yeah. Sami Basque and Gaelic peoples count as indigenous, except I also asked about the regional identities of Spain, for example. And it said, no, they're not indigenous. That's a regional identity. Like, they have their own language. They have their own identity in relation to the dominant social structure, which is what you said was one of the qualifying criteria of being indigenous. It's so freaking stupid. And also, I have heard that the Sami actually arrived in the regions in which they now reside actually later than the Finnish people themselves. I don't know if that's true, but I have questions.
I think that it's great that ChatGPT. I used to get angry that ChatGPT is woke, but I think now it's a good way to figure out how the woke thinks. Every time you want to figure out what are the arguments, the gymnastics people have to go through to try to make sense of these. You can use ChatGPT to figure it out. It's really good. All right,
use it to tap the sentiments of the woke mind virus, the hive mind.
Yeah, really good at that.
What does the hive mind think?
All right. Again, guys, thank you so much for the super chats. Keep them coming, because we need to make up for the fact that this live stream is going to get demonetized. And your super chats really, really help. All right, so can we clap for the next news?
Sure. This is juicy. We're gonna get a little fuego.
Ooh, nice. Next news.
Islam is incompatible with Europe. Old statements of Italian Prime Minister go viral. The Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni recently stirred controversy when an old video from 2018 resurfaced, showing her critical stance on Islam's incompatibility with European values. In the video, Meloni, prior to becoming Prime Minister, expressed concerns over Islamic cultural centers in Italy, which she linked to Saudi funding and the application of Sharia law. She stated, quote, "I believe there is a problem of compatibility between Islamic culture or a certain interpretation of Islamic culture and the rights and values of our civilization." Maloney's comments reflect her long-standing rhetoric against Islam and immigration. At a recent rally, Maloney and Rishi Sunak of the UK discussed strategies for migrant repatriation and managing immigration, with Sunak emphasizing the need for credible deterrence. The event also saw the participation of Elon Musk, who spoke about the importance of preserving cultural identities in the face of declining populations, highlighting the complexity and sensitivity of immigration and cultural preservation in contemporary European politics. So, if you scroll down a little bit to the first tweet, Armin, we can watch these old comments that resurfaced and went viral last week and judge for ourselves.
Okay.
Io penso che ci sia.
You want to read that? You want to read the captions?
Okay. Yes, she's saying, "I think there is a problem of compatibility between Islamic culture."
Sia un problema di compatibilità tra la cultura islamica o certa
or a certain interpretation of Islamic culture and the rights and values of our civilization.
Okay, this is even a woke version of what is true. Like, they're angry over this. She's even said or certain interpretation to just cover her. They're angry over
No,
this.
just
This
wait.
is... Okay. It's better. Okay.
Interpretazione della cultura islamica.
Okay.
E i diritti e i valori della nostra civiltà. A me non
It does not escape my mind that most of the Islamic cultural centers in Italy are financed by Saudi Arabia.
Sfugge che la gran parte dei centri culturali islamici in Italia sono finanziati dall'Arabia Saudita. E l'Arabia Saudita,
Saudi Arabia is a nation that at home applies Sharia.
è una nazione che a casa sua applica la Sharia. E Sharia significa
And Sharia means lapidation, that means lashing, for adultery, death penalty for apostasy, and death penalty for homosexuality.
Oh, she's now an LGBT rights advocate?
significa lapidazione per l'adulterio, pena di morte per apostasia, pena di morte per omosessualità. Credo che queste questioni
I believe these issues should be raised, which does not mean generalizing on Islam.
Okay, this is so mild.
vadano poste, che non vuol dire generalizzare sull'Islam, vuol dire porre.
It means raising the problem that there's a process of Islamization in Europe.
Il problema è che c'è in atto un processo di islamizzazione dell'Europa che
that is very different from the values of our civilization.
Distant from the okay.
Excuse me,
molto distante dai valori.
Okay, that was nothing. That was such a mild, like, it wasn't like she's supposed to be a fascist and all that, but she was like she was like, oh, Islam or different interpretation of Islam. And she was what else did she say? That was kind of like,
she literally said that's not to make generalizations on Islam.
Okay, like if she's a fascist, I'm a bigger fascist than her, because I said like this is because I would say no, it is Islam in general. These are the standards of Islam in general, and not certain interpretation of Islam. Islam is like that. And she's supposed to be a fascist, and now she's concerned about homosexuals as well.
Well, I mean, people
are angry over this.
People accuse her for fascism for things other than this, to be clear. But...
Yeah, to be clear. Okay, yeah. But when did she say this? This is so mild. But I mean, the fact that people are angry over this makes me feel like I have to go double check. Why are they calling? Like maybe those other things are unjustified as well. I mean, I like the fact that because fascists usually are anti-NATO and anti-supporting Ukraine, and she's pro-NATO and pro-supporting UK and pro-international collaboration. So she's one of the better fascists, if she is one.
But she's right? She's very Eurosceptic. She's very skeptical of the EU.
I know, but she's not anti-EU. She's like, she's skeptical of it, but she also understands the importance of international collaboration and working together and fighting for these values as international. So she's not she's not against that. So that's why she's not as bad as a lot of people say. I don't know. I have to go. I'm not endorsing. If she said something else that is really fascistic, then I'll take all of that back. What? Oh no! Don't do that to me right now. Okay, Space Space saying, Armin, what does your name mean again? Never mind. Armin exposed himself. Okay. Damn it.
Oh my
Damn
God.
you guys.
Well, so she said this in 2018. So in 2018, this was a very, very controversial thing to say. I think it's I think it's less controversial to say now. But I think what is still very questionable that is worth discussing in her comments is she talks about the process. She says, this is what I really want to dial in on. She says that she thinks that there is a process of quote unquote Islamization within Europe that is incompatible with their civilization and values. Now, I think that is the part of this clip that remains the most spicy. Everything else now seems like, yeah, that was so mild nowadays. But Armin, what do you think about this claim about Islamization of Europe?
Okay, it depends on what people mean. If people think that there's going to be a Sharia, full-on Sharia takeover of Europe, okay, that is not going to happen. But if they think that Islam is becoming more and more a bigger deal in Europe and it's becoming more influential and it's going to have more influence on politics and there's going to be a much larger voter base of Muslims that are going to make the entirety of the politics of Europe more conservative, if that's the fear, yes, that is a justified fear. I agree with that fear. I just don't think it's going to be Europe is not going to go on full on Islamic. That's not. I think that exaggeration makes the actual threat, which is a big threat, a lot of people are going to take it less seriously. But no, Islam is becoming it's true. Islam is becoming a much bigger deal in Europe, and it's going to influence their politics, and it's not good. It's horrible. 2018, and again, yeah, go on.
I think it would be more credible to say that there is a heightened Islamist threat.
Yes, that's a better way.
Full scale Islamization. I think there's a very big distinction between those two.
I mean, Islamization is the right word to use to be fair, but full scale Islamization, that's not like that is. It is being it is becoming. The Islamization is in process. It's just not going to be everything. But also Saudi Arabia, something I want to mention about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, when you say it's getting funded from Saudi Arabia, you have to keep in mind that in Saudi Arabia, there are competing forces. Is it the Saudis or the Wahhabis, right? Because the Saudis themselves are de-Islamizing Saudi Arabia, to be fair. It's the Wahhabis who, if your mosques are being funded from the Wahhabis in Saudi Arabia, then you have a problem, because they are having they themselves are having a problem in Saudi Arabia, so they might want to increase their influence somewhere outside of Saudi Arabia. So again, different countries in Europe, their Islamization is coming from different countries. Like in Germany, it's mostly Turkey and then followed up by Iran, right? Some countries are Saudi Arabia, some countries are Turkey, some countries have a major Islamic Republic of Iran problem. So it really depends. Do you want to read Darko's comments before we go to the super chats?
Yeah, I think Darko's comment really hits it on the head, actually. He's saying, I see quote unquote Islamization of Europe more like a lack of integration. And I actually think that's probably a very accurate way of describing what we have on hand.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's so much lack of integration that at some point, it's not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to call it lack of integration, because it's going to be the norm. The Islamized communities and way of life and politics is going to be so much ingrained within the French, the Italian, the British politics, that integration will be like will be to submit to that. So right now it's a lack of integration. Soon we're going to have a problem of no, please don't integrate, because integration means like accepting this norm of major parts of the countries and city being fully Islamized. As I've seen in London, for example. So you want to do the super
I thought you
chats?
said that the no-go zones in London was like overblown. Because you went there.
Yeah. Well, no, I said in Australia. Okay, so it's overblown as in it is Islamized. Okay, fully Islamized. It's just overblown as in it's not a no-go zone because I went there. I mean, it's not overblown in the sense that people are saying it's fully Islamized. That it is fully Islamized. I mean, in that sense, no, it's accurate to describe it as fully Islamized, but when people say call it no-go zone, that is overblown. I mean, I went there and they treated me with free fruit, so right. So yeah. So
what did you think was? Did you feel unsafe in those areas in England or Australia?
No. That's why. I mean, I didn't feel unsafe. That's why I say that part of it is overblown, right? Not only did I not feel unsafe, I felt fully welcomed as a Murtad. They told me they will kill me. They did tell me that they will kill me, but they said, like, once we take over everything, right now we will treat you to free food. We will give you Lebanese food and treat you as a guest. All right. The day will come where you will die by our hands, but now you're our guest. So I felt very welcome there. It's true.
Habibi, we will kill you later. For now, have a falafel.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I made a documentary out of this.
Yeah.
I got millions of views. I got like more than a million. No, not millions. More than a million views. Hold on, let me see. Do you guys, if you want, I will share the link in the live chat. If you guys gonna go watch it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put the link in the live chat. If you guys want to go see my experience in the Islamized part of Sydney, Australia. So the link in the description here. Oh, if you guys want to search for it, it's called the title of the video is called "Asking Muslims If We Can Criticize Islam, Hangburn Documentaries." So I got 1.6 million views so far. So pretty happy with that.
Seed of Iblis is saying it's like they're pampering him up just to eat him. No, guys. Here's the actual plot. Okay, you force feed all the murtad, so then they're too fat to run when it's time.
Right. All right. We should read the super chats. We got a lot of them. Oh, so let's do that.
Cajun American is saying it's Brittany, not Britain, and it's on a corner of France. Also, Comrade PT needs to be re-educated. I don't know who Comrade PT is. Brittany? You're talking
back
about
to the cryptic.
No. Okay, so now I understand what you're talking about with the Celts. Those Celts. Okay, I understand. Lobronzo gave us 1,000 Kenyan currency.
Shillings.
Thank you. Saying, I see your point about the double standard. However, I believe that indigeneity also encompasses other elements, such as the protection of nature versus the modern extractive world and land management. That can be a factor because that is an aspect of identity for some indigenous groups, but not all.
Yeah, but that would still apply. That would still apply.
Stewardship of the land.
Yeah, but that would still apply also to, I don't know, white people who are lighter skin and their culture. I mean, that would not exclude them, even with this standard.
No, but white people have a wholly masterful, dominating, dominion, extractive relationship to land, don't you know? In totality. Come on. Obviously.
Okay. So, obviously. Yeah. But that's interesting. Thank you.
Noam says, here's your jizya, and gave us 15 shekels.
Oh, shekel. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you, Noam.
Yes.
And Selva Kumar is celebrating his membership for 2 years, y'all. 2 years a member. Thank you, Selva Kumar, for supporting us for so long. Saying, yo, Armin, delayed birthday wishes.
Thank you.
And Trails is also saying, sorry for being late. Happy birthday, Armin.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Guys, oh my gosh, that reminds me actually. Armin's birthday wish, his birthday wish is for us to get 50,000 subscribers. So if you're here and watching and you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Okay. We need to make our boys' birthday wishes come true.
You were getting there, guys. You don't just subscribe. When you like the stream, YouTube recommends our channel and our videos to more people. Like a lot of people who are subscribed, they say now because you're liking our streams, they're saying that while we were subscribed before, we didn't used to get recommendation of your older videos. Now YouTube is recommending our older videos to people who subscribe. And that is getting our viewership a lot higher. So your likes are working. So thank you. Oh, Kenny just gave it a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Kenny. Saying happy birthday, Armin. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Thank you for volunteering with the team as well. Kenny helps me out a lot, guys. And Space Elliot is saying, I wish I could, but I'm already subscribed. I'm not even kidding. I have I have burner YouTube accounts, and I just go and cycle through the likes and subscriptions on my secondhand YouTube accounts.
Just like this, just like the stream. That really helps. I'm saying, like, you think it's insignificant, but it's not. It's a huge deal. All right, can we clap for the next news?
No, it's not the worst. It would just look bad if we're clapping for this.
No, okay. Keeping appearances. All right, not clapping. All right, fine. All right, next news.
Menorahs vandalized across the United States. During the Jewish festival of Hanukkah from December 7th to 15th, several menorahs set up by Jewish communities across the United States were vandalized, reflecting a worrying surge in anti-Semitism. In Oakland, California, a public menorah was destroyed with pieces thrown into Lake Merritt, accompanied by threatening graffiti. Oakland Mayor Shen Thao strongly condemned the act, stating, I want to be very clear that what happened was not just an attack on Oakland's Jewish community, but our entire city and our shared values. Similar incidents occurred in New Haven, Connecticut, where a pro-Palestinian protester climbed a menorah, and in North Palm Beach, Florida, where a sand sculpted menorah was defaced with a Yahtzee swastika. Additionally, menorah vandalism was reported in Santa Monica, California, Washington, D.C., and Brooklyn, New York. Beyond the U.S., a Polish MP extinguished a menorah's candles, and the public menorah in London was toppled. These acts of vandalism extend to other symbols, like in Greensboro, North Carolina, where a big H, or as Armin says, the Holocaust, the Shoah. Okay, we all know what event we're talking about.
Just say it. No, we're doing.
Okay.
You know what? From now, we're not censoring. We're now, you guys, we're trying to, because people are giving us super chats to undo the fact that we're getting demonetized. We're going to just say everything from now on. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll say the sentence in full so we can cut it in. These acts of vandalism extend to other Jewish symbols, like in Greensboro, North Carolina, where a Holocaust memorial was defaced, indicating a broader pattern of anti-Semitic incidents during a time traditionally marked by Jewish celebration and remembrance. Yeah, Darko is saying, what do they think they are accomplishing by doing this? This is a big question because, okay, one thing I wish is that if you are someone who is very into the Palestinian cause, and by that I mean the broader narrative of completely destroying Israel, making everything just Palestine from the river to the sea, like if that's your cause, your narrative, what you're going for, which I think is distinct from people that want the well-being of Palestinian people. Like, you can want both, but also I think there is a distinction between free Palestine and then just like the well-being of these people. You know what I mean? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Please let me know in the live chat if you don't understand the distinction I'm making there. Because there can be a crossover, but also they can be distinct. So say that you're one of these free Palestine people that are for the quote unquote Palestinian cause. If that is your stance, if that is your passion, if that is what you believe in, then it is in your interest to condemn these actions in the strongest possible terms. Because for most other people who see these acts, it is just further proof that this is actually an anti-Semitic movement. Where a lot of people try to say, no, this is not an anti-Semitic movement. This is for the well-being of Palestinian people. Again, that distinction that I made. Well, that becomes more and more difficult for people to believe when we see a rise in menorahs being tacked across the world. Saying, oh no, if this is just a movement that is not anti-Semitic, that is just for the well-being of people, there should be no understandable, fathomable reason to attack a symbol of Jewish religious celebration and festivities. A menorah is not the Israeli flag. It's not a political statement. It's just a menorah. It's just a holiday festival. Right? But instead, they see a symbol of Judaism. They see a symbol of the Jewish people in the public sphere that is not even the Magam David. It's not even the Israeli flag. And also, if it was the Magam David, attacking that I think that's totally unjustifiable as well. But it's not even those symbols that are more political. It's just a symbol of the Jewish faith, and it's being vandalized and desecrated. And the one in Oakland made me particularly upset because I actually used to live really close to here. Like, this is my neighborhood. I used to work a few blocks away. So I know exactly where this happened. And I know before I even read more details about this to prepare for this news, I already knew what happened. I was like, some people might try to say, oh no, these are like far right people who are attacking these things, blah, blah, blah. It's not. Okay, first of all, in Oakland, I have personally witnessed with my own two eyes, less than 20 feet away from me, so-called white MAGA people getting their faces punched in. Okay, so no, it's not going to be that. I already knew that it was going to be some far left anti-Semitism, and they think they're doing it for the sake of the Palestinian people. Because then later, when I was researching this story, it was found out that this giant menorah that they had to like literally cut through like very strong, huge metal beams to break it apart to then throw it in the lake, that there was Free Palestine written all over the ground in spray paint in Arabic. So there is no trying to waffle about what the political motivations of these people are. And for the people that actually do want the well-being of Palestinian people, this is like the worst thing that could happen for their cause.
Yes.
Because how is most of this is going to validate everyone's worst assumptions about that movement and cause. But enough of my ranting.
I just want to make sure that some people don't know what a menorah is in the live chat. I just wanted to make sure that I tell people this is a atheist gamer. This is a menorah. It's a Jewish symbol. Okay. I'm actually happy that people are doing this. It shows the fact that our concerns are correct. That this is not that this is not just a criticism of Israel, that a lot of motivations behind what people, when they're saying like, oh, we're anti-Zionism or we're anti-Israel or like we're anti-genocide, is actually Jewish hatred. There's a lot of reasons why we believe that this is genuinely anti-Jewish hatred and not a concern for genocide or not a concern for the Palestinian people. And this adds to the list of those reasons why we say that, right? So it's a they're outing themselves, and I want to thank them for showing that to us, right? Also, just to show you how widespread this is, did you see this?
This was crazy. This is a far right dude.
I know, but I just wanted to show you how widespread this is. And this is somebody with the Palestinian flag in their profile account saying Polish parliament member Gregor Braun extinguished the Jewish Hanukkah menorah in the Polish parliament in the protest of the Israel occupation, ongoing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. So I don't know what this got to do with that, but thank you again for showing how far it goes. Like it goes up to the way to members of parliaments of Poland. But look at what this guy's doing. So we had a menorah in the Polish parliament, and this is what this guy does. And again, guys, this is a member of parliament. Wait, let me see if we have audio. There is no. This one has no audio, I think, right? Yeah, this one has no audio, but there was a better one with the audio. I should have grabbed that one. But look at him. He went with this. People are trying to stop. Oh my god, this is insane. Yeah. What do you think about this?
Well, it makes me think about how I appreciate free speech and I love that it's protected, at least in my country, because I want people to say exactly what they think and so we know exactly who they are. Right?
Right.
Like, I'm glad this guy took this opportunity to show us exactly who he is. So there's no confusion. Right. There's no confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, this confirms Zionism as well. Just want to let you guys know that as a protest against Zionism, these people are showing you why we need Zionism, why Jews are not safe anywhere in the world, and why establishing Israel as a place where Jewish people can feel safe and have their own army is justified, given the level of hate that they're facing all around the world. So thank you for confirming Zionism as in your attempt to fight it.
And do you remember? Wait, no, I want to pull this up. And also, can you, in the show notes, there was one thing for this news story that I wanted you to bring up and show, but there's one thing that I'll bring up in the meantime. Do you remember this incident that happened about the notorious Oakland City Council incident where people were openly defending and running apologists and denying the atrocities of Hamas? Okay. I encourage people to go watch this if you haven't. So it made me so pissed when the mayor of Oakland was like, this does not reflect our values and all this shit. I'm like, no. This does reflect the values of Oakland. This does reflect the values of Oakland. I know because I lived there and Oakland is full of far left radicals because I was one. Like, this does reflect the values of Oakland and Berkeley, unfortunately.
True.
So
okay, let me.
Bad.
You wanted me to share this, right?
Yes, we don't have to watch the full thing because I don't remember how long this is, but I just kind of wanted to get some of his statements in the beginning because it talks about this issue and this contention that we're talking about.
All right. So when we have Instagram videos, tell me to download them ahead of time because Instagram's playing options.
Oh yeah.
horrible, right? I can't go back. I don't know. If I want to play this from the beginning, I have to refresh the tab. It's insane. And then it will mute it at the beginning. So I have to bring it back up, but I can't go back to listen to the part that was muted. It's insane. I don't know why. I don't know how. Yeah. So let's refresh so that we could get, yep. See, now it's muted and paused and muted and it plays. And now I can't get back to the beginning of the video. It's insane. It's insane. And there's no full screen version as well. So he's saying
the video.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to read it yourself? I never.
No. Well, he's gonna be speaking, but so this is the context.
In
this
English?
is one of the this is one of the rabbis at Harvard.
Okay, great.
Talk about this publicly, but this bothers me till this very day. You know what happens to the menorah? After everyone leaves the yard, we're gonna pack it up. We have to hide it somewhere. The university, since the first Hanukkah, would not allow us to keep this menorah here overnight because there's fear that it'll be vandalized. Think about that. We're trying to fix the world, the future leaders of the world. On our campus, in the shadow of Widener Library, we in the Jewish community are instructed, we'll let you have the menorah, you made your point, okay, pack it up. Don't leave it out overnight because there will be criminal activity, we fear, and it won't look good. You know when change is going to happen on this campus? When we don't have to pack up the menorah. When the current dean of students is not able to tell me last Shabbat over dinner that a student confides in him, that he looks in the mirror before he leaves his dorm room to ensure that there's nothing on his physical appearance that gives away the fact that he's a Jew. That's the reality of the Jewish community at Harvard today. We have to pack up our menorah when we're done. Students have to remove anything. Some students feel they have to remove anything about their physical appearance that suggests that they're a target. We have work to do, friends. We in the Jewish community are longing for a day that we could refer to the president of and all of Harvard as ours too. That Harvard has indeed not only has our back and not only allows us to finally put up a menorah, but doesn't force us to hide it at night. And when they witness hateful calls to the death of Jews, you don't walk by and say nothing. You speak. You don't remain silent. And let's hope that indeed we'll be able to look at the light of the Hanukkah candles and see only its light, because the power of its light will eliminate all the darkness and turn this and transform our community to a place that will be indeed a beacon of light, not only to the lives and to the hearts and minds of all our students, but indeed through our students and through our community to the world.
So I thought that was really important to highlight because we've been talking about this contention for a few weeks now. I mean, Hanukkah, ended on the 15th, but because Armin and I were of the position of no, it should be public so that when it's vandalized, people know that hatred is present and it's real and it's close, right? That it is something that is alive and needs to be addressed and brought out in the local communities, right? That's the utility of us and our opinions about why it should remain public, even at risk of vandalism and desecration. And however, I understand, and I'm not going to tell Jewish communities that they should put themselves through it if they don't want to see that, right? There are synagogues like all across the country that made the decision to do similar actions, to move it, to hide it, to maybe not have it publicly at all. And we can't make the decisions for any given community or what people want to expose themselves to, right? But I think knowing and being very clear about that threat that communities are facing needs to be really openly talked about. And so I'm really glad that rabbi was very clear about what's going on behind the scenes. Because like he said, they want us to hide it because they know it's going to get vandalized and they think it looks bad. So they're protecting themselves, their image and their reputation. I mean, Harvard is a freaking embarrassment now, but what can you do? Armin, you look like you were going to say something?
Yes, I want to mention that in a different context, I would be completely in favor of removing menorahs from, government buildings and universities, if the removal of it is because it will be vandalized and or some people giving into anti-Semitism, then that is horrible, but it's also an indication of how much anti-Jewish hatred exists, right? But if it was a different context, if it was like, hey, we're removing all religious symbols in crosses, menorahs, hijab from our school, university, or government institutions, and that will, we will just remove a menorah in the same way that we will remove a cross. In that, so again, it's context specific. In that context, I would be like, yes, remove the menorah. Remove the menorah. I will support removing the menorah. But this is a completely different context, right? The reasons behind this here is different. So that's why this is problematic, right? I just want to say, I was just thinking if somebody comes in now you support religious symbols in universities and government buildings. No, I mean, if I don't, but I don't like this, the reasons behind this removal.
Exactly. Actually, speaking of that's a perfect segue into our next statement, our next segment about the public display of religious symbols.
Religious symbols. Okay, but we have
government facilities.
Okay. So we're not hypocrites, if you guys were wondering about that. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. And also, Harvard is a private institution. I mean, it doesn't serve, some federal funding, but so it becomes complicated. But
if they decided to,
in either case, you're being consistent.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You're saying it's either all or none.
Yes. Yeah, and also, Doorknob Head is also pointing the same thing, that Harvard University is a private institution, right? Yes, but even as a private institution, if it is within your right, if you decided that we're getting rid of all religious symbols from our campus, they don't have to because they're privately, but they can if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Newman gave us a super chat. Thank you, saying, "Love you all. I feel better and happy today. Thanks." Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Yay.
Thank you.
Zayd is being satirical, saying, "Watch me stop genocide by mindless vandalism and assault on innocent people." And there might be other people that would try to accuse us of being hypocrites because of our own desecration of religious symbols and books, right? But the difference is that it's not vandalism because it's our own property.
Yes. You're right. Actually, that's another good
imbeciles.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Again, so if somebody was burning a menorah as a way to show demonstration hate against other people's and also destroying someone else's property, that is bad. That's crime. That is hatred towards groups of people. But if you, as a show of blasphemy against religious symbols, bought your own menorah, right, and destroyed it as a way to promote anti-blasphemy, again, that is a completely different context. So if you think that we're being hypocrites, it's because you're not understanding the context here.
Good point. Also, you could even go buy your own menorah and go destroy it for the purpose of actually showing your hatred against these people, and it would be totally different than vandalizing public property.
Exactly. You could, exactly. So, for example, I have burned and spit on and the Torah, right? And that is not a demonstration of me or showing my hatred towards Jewish people. That is a demonstration of me blaspheming against the Jewish religion. So again, you have to also check the person's intention and what are they trying to say when they're doing something.
Yeah. But even if that person was doing it for the purposes of hatred towards a person, I don't think that would be illegal in the United States.
It would be immoral, but not illegal. Yes. But hold on. Somebody's saying, did you read what I just? Oh no, I thought you were talking about what I just. Did I read the Torah before I burn? No, we haven't, because we will. Never mind. Go to the next super chat.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I misunderstood that.
No, what he has to say is just bullshit. Okay. Uzi gave us a super chat. Uzi Alvarez. Oh, the king is here. Thank you for the super chat. Saying Armin is atheist giga chad. All hail Lord Navabi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Bull McLeod gave us a super chat. Thank you. Saying more for the demonetization relief fund. I love that way of putting it. Yeah, that's basically what this is. Demonetization relief.
We got so many super chats today, and I think we have made the fact that we're gonna get demonetized, it doesn't matter to us anymore because like you guys made up for it. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And Space Elia, thank you for the super chat saying from Iran to Israel, may the Middle East be free from terrorism and dictators. I love that. You know what? That's my Christmas wish.
That's a good one.
And Israel putting in a little bit of work, helping us make a few more IRGC cutlets. You know what I'm saying? Hassan Abbasi is saying thank you. Happy birthday to you, Armin. Aw.
Thank you.
And Waffle Pie is echoing some of what we were saying earlier, which is saying Israel as a homeland is becoming more important and necessary by the day.
Yes.
Yeah. Gnome gave us 6 shekels saying normalize free speech. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. All right.
Cool.
So let's go. Can we clap for the next news?
Frank is saying, why do you guys think you're going to be demonetized? Because we're too spicy.
We're too
spicy.
Based on experience. Yeah, because of words that we use that YouTube doesn't like. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Can clappable?
Yes, this is just silly.
Yeah. I like silliness. Next news.
The Christian beheading of a satanic statue. Drama in Iowa. In a dramatic turn of events at the Iowa State Capitol, Michael Cassidy, a former U.S. Navy fighter pilot and ex-Republican candidate, was arrested for destroying a Baphomet statue installed by the Satanic Temple of Iowa as part of their Christmas display. Cassidy, aged 35, was charged with 4th-degree criminal mischief. I love the charge of criminal mischief, by the way. Like, I just love that that's an official thing. I'm charged with mischief. After he decapitated the statue and dismantled the display, claiming his actions were, quote, to awaken Christians to the anti-Christian acts promoted by our government. He expressed his conviction, stating, the world may tell Christians to submissively accept the legitimization of Satan, but none of the founders would have ever considered government sanction of satanic altars inside Capitol buildings as protected by the First Amendment. This incident, which Cassidy describes as a stand against the mainstreaming of anti-Christian values, has sparked controversy and debate over religious expression in the First Amendment. Cassidy, who unsuccessfully ran for the Mississippi House of Representatives, has seen support through a fundraising campaign for his legal defense, indicating the divisive nature of the act and the complex interplay of religious freedom and political expression in contemporary America. So let me give background for people who do not understand. So in the Iowa State Capitol, they have a Christmas display, which means that by law, they have to make it available for other faiths to have displays representing their symbols and beliefs. And so the Satanic Temple chapter of Iowa made a display in the Iowa State Capitol celebrating Sol Invictus. I believe that is what they celebrate during this time of year. And the display featured a Baphomet statue with like a very funky goat head made out of like reflective mirrors. And it also had satanic symbols and a display that explained what their tenets are, what their commandments are, right? And there was this guy who ran for the House of Representatives in Mississippi. And I don't know why he was in Iowa, but he was in Iowa and he was at the state capitol and he saw the satanic display. And he was so outraged by it that he just went up to it and started destroying it. And in a in one quote he gave media was essentially that, he says that he is subject first to God's laws before he's subject to American laws. I'm paraphrasing. And so he was moved to destroy this statue because also he thinks that there is no way, shape, or form that the founding fathers ever had this in mind or would ever tolerate this when they formulated, the First Amendment and the Establishment Clause. So this man hates our founding values and our sexy, sexy Bill of Rights, and I'm glad he exposed himself for it. And he's been charged. He was arrested.
I can't say that. Why does he have it? What is this thing on his head? Sorry, I was away.
Oh, it's just a joke. Like that's what the goat head looked like after he beheaded it. Yeah.
Oh.
He like broke it beyond repair, and the Satanic Temple is pressing charges against him, and they're also working on like remaking their display.
Does he not know that this helps the Satanic Temple because you just made them more featured relevant in the news? They became relevant. The statue got like this is what they want. Like you're playing into their hands, which is great, by the way. And this is getting them more publicity, more exposure, more donations, more funding. We're talking about it. I'm pretty sure many other people are talking about it. Like, what does he got a criminal record. The Satanic Temple got publicity. So so I don't know why he's so proud of himself. Like, I don't know what's up. I don't understand. Yeah,
it's so funny. Darko saying he really showed that Satan what's what.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to rebuild the. Yeah, I don't understand. Okay.
It was just so funny because a Christian beheading was not on my bingo card for the holiday season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair to Christians these days, they at least behead not living people, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah, just a random statue. Yeah.
What?
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Maybe one day we have the Islamic world only beheading statues and not the real human beings. That would be an improvement. All right. So we have a super chat. Oh, let me see. Actually, there's any comments here. Actually, never mind. Let's do this. First Amendment for me, but not for thee. Exactly. He most certainly is a hero. He had the courage to resist evil. God bless him. I don't know how he thinks he resisted evil. He promoted evil. I mean, based on what you call evil. Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, let's do the super chat and then move on to the next news.
So super chat is from Deep Learner, who gave us €5. Thank you, Deep Learner. Saying, how is Iran's economy so strong that they can fund so many organizations like Hamas, etc., in other countries?
I mean, it's not strong, and it doesn't take much to fund Hamas. I mean, it is very expensive for Iran to fund Hamas, but technically, relative to a country's entire GDP, it doesn't take that much. I mean, it's still a lot relative to what the Iranian government could have done with that money if it spent it on its own people. But I don't know, like, again, you have to understand when you're talking about a country's GDP to the funding of Hamas, if you compare that, you will see they will be able to cover it. It is still a huge cost that comes at the expense of a lot of people in Iran not getting their basic needs met. But it is doable by a country like Iran. You just go compare a country's entire GDP to how much funding a group like Hamas needs. It is doable. It comes at a huge cost, but it is doable. But thank you for the super chat. Maybe with these super chats, one day we will have our own Atheist Republic militia. That's our goal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
For legal purposes, that's a joke.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be legal. We would just provide protection services to ex-Muslims. That's what we would. If Atheist Republic had a militia, we would ex-Muslims who can we can verify that are in danger, we will just send them as bodyguards. This is what we would do. I'm just kidding, by the way. This will never happen. Don't think like I'm delusional, but I'm just saying, like, in a fantasy world, we will have so much money that we will provide legal and protection services to apostates that are facing threats. You know.
Oh, speaking of, someone in our live chat just appeared, the Muslim apologist, and I believe they're reacting to the title of our stream about the teenager, the child that was assaulted and tortured by his family for rejecting Islam, saying this wasn't the correct way to do it. Sharia law is supposed to be the law of the land, and then he would be tried in Islamic court for his treason. But he would get a chance to recant. Oh, it sounds so loving when you put it like that. Fucking joke. You don't even know how you sound to other people. You don't. You clearly don't.
Unless he's trolling. Oh yeah, Yusuf saying, thanks guys, appreciate the insights. Thank you. Oh, and we also had this one I wanted to highlight from Bangladesh on Facebook. Somebody saying watching from Bangladesh with a heart emoji. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. Can we get to the next news?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah, the Atheist Republic Defense Forces. Yes, ARDF. Guys, let's make it happen. More super chats. I'm sure all these $5, $2, they will add up. Eventually, one day, we will have the Atheist Republic Defense Force. Amazing. Let's do it. Make it happen. All right, just like the stream. I'm sure the ad money will eventually add up for us to be able to do that. But okay, but on a more realistic goal, if Atheist Republic one day becomes like a major nonprofit company, we would like to have a legal defense force one day for people who are facing threats. You know, so we could still call it the Atheist Republic Defense Force, even if it's not an army and just a team of lawyers. Let's call it. That sounds pretty badass, guys. We want Atheist Republic to be rich enough to one day be able to afford a team of lawyers where we go defend ex-Muslims and other apostates that are facing, threats and challenges. Yes, this is our ultimate goal. To have at least that much money.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, we got a super chat. Yeah,
we got a big super chat by Dean. Wow, thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Saying left and right wingism are both low-hanging fruit, mimetically driven ideologies. In any system with replication, mutation, infiltration, selection will evolve. We see this with biology, chemistry, and even computer code.
Okay, but that's true. But the left wingism and right wingism are not weak memes, though. Okay, they might seem weak if you consider the well-being of humans as if that was its goal, like metaphorically speaking. But if its own survival, if you measure how strong a meme is based on how it survives the best rather than how it increases the well-being of humans, they're not that weak. They're not weak memes. They're pretty powerful memes when it comes to the evolutionary speaking. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. I mean, I hope I understood you correctly. Yes, okay. We got 2 more super chats.
Oh, Queen Nick is saying, all hail Lord Armin and Susanna.
And Queen Susanna.
Yeah. Hail yourself. And also Mohammed Tariq. Oh, hi, Shami. Saying Atheist Defense Force funding.
Yes, thank you so much. We're going to make it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so let's go quickly into the last news, which is just fun.
Clappable?
Yeah.
Next
news, how Armin was raised with anti-Semitism. Ooh. So this is very exciting. This is very fun. Armin, our very own founder and supreme leader, no kidding, was recently featured in an article by the Free Press. The Free Press has been putting out a lot of amazing journalism recently, and Armin was featured prominently in an article that profiled 5 ex-Muslims and explored how they were raised or indoctrinated to be anti-Semitic. And Armin's got a very big response. One thing I really enjoyed is how they had you guys do audio recordings of you reading your profile, and then they made like little videos and reels out of those. And I saw that the one that was posted on Instagram on the Free Press, and there was just a huge reaction that came out of that. There was so much appreciation from you sharing your story and in speaking about your experience and how you grew up. Yeah, it's been really awesome to see the big response that this has received. Oh, and Unicorn is bringing up a good point. He's saying that then you were quoted on Fox News, and then Ion Hersey Ali commented on this. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Yeah, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, okay, let's do this. Guys, I was quoted on Fox News. So,
this was such an unexpected crossover for me.
Yes, let's play this. But yeah, I mean, this was a quote based on from that article. So let's play this.
The start of the Israel-Hamas war, we have seen anti-Semitic incidents rise across the globe, especially in the West and on college campuses here. And the Free Press is doing a deeper dive into the issue in a brand new piece. The outlet spoke to a group of former Muslims who came to the realization that they were indoctrinated to hate Jewish people throughout their childhoods. And a few of them grew up in places like London and Canada. Our next guest wrote about how she had left one European country after realizing the rise in anti-Semitism there in the early 2000s. Joining us now is Ayan Hersey Ali, research fellow at the Hoover Institution and an activist. This article in the Free Press, Ayan, is fascinating, following 5 ex-Muslims who say that they were indoctrinated to hate Jews. One of them, Armin Navabi, said, "We were told to chant death to Israel many times in school. And once I remember being excited because my teacher said we were going to burn the Israeli flag. We weren't excited to be anti-Israel per se. We were just little boys who were excited to watch something be set on fire. But it did the trick. We were eager to show hate toward Jews, even if we didn't know it." I think that's eye-opening to a lot of people here in the West.
Hey, that was me. So he pronounced my name right. They did. The guy who put it on the screen wrote Arvin Navabi instead of Armin Navabi, but he said it properly. Hold on, I don't know. The text in front of him was correct.
Ayan is fascinating, following 5 ex-Muslims who say that they were indoctrinated to hate Jews. One of them, Armin Navabi, said,
so he pronounced it properly. So guys, because the video of this is 5 minutes long, I'm not going to play this entire thing, but I'm also going to put the tweet in the live chat if you guys want to watch the entire. Should I play the entire thing? No, we don't have time for that. I just put it in the live chat for you guys to go watch the whole thing. But yeah, so guys, we were featured on Fox News. This is great. Ex-Muslims are getting a lot more attention. By the way, Ayan herself also tweeted about this article, and she said she's proud of us. Can I bring up the... let me actually bring up the tweet by Ayan herself. Because Ayan, this is the first time I got a... Oh, hold on. Whoa, I shouldn't do that because Twitter has a lot of naughty bits that might get that if I show on YouTube, I don't know if it's gonna. I have to be careful when I'm on Twitter and showing it, live streaming it.
Twitter can be a minefield. The stuff you see just scrolling through can be crazy.
Yeah, where's Ayan's post about us? Oh, here I found it. Look at this. So Ayan said, "Kudos to all 5 of you for your honesty. You need courage and honesty to get rid of this poison of Islamist-driven anti-Semitism. Let's bring out into the open and campaign to end it." Yes, so that happened, which is amazing. I'm very I didn't expect that to happen. But guys, I also put the link to the article, this article, in the live chat if you guys want to go read it. And each segment has its own audio section as well. If you don't like reading, you could just play the audio section on double speed to listen to that as well. Yeah. So yeah, this was surprising.
Congratulations, Armin.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Oh,
It was such a fun crossover. I was like, what? I was not expecting this.
by the way, something happened in follow-up to this that I don't know if I could share yet, but there's I will tell you, Susie, off air. But
wait, this is something you haven't even told me yet?
No, I haven't told you yet, but I don't know if I can say it. But there's a follow-up to this, which is big, which I will talk to you guys later once it's out, if it's out.
Now
I don't know if
I'm
it's gonna
pissed that you mentioned this for the first time here.
Guys, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. That's why. But it's big if it does happen. I'll talk to them.
Nah.
Nah. I'm sorry. All right, guys. We got a lot more super chats. What is it with you guys being so generous today? Thank you guys. Thank you so
it's
much.
Amazing.
This is insane.
So
you guys are awesome.
Let's read the super chats. Can you bring forward the first one, por favor?
Yes.
Okay. Erican, thank you for the super chat saying, I just realized the Armin Agitators Discord fell. Uh-oh.
Yes, we were being attacked by trolls there, and I wasn't able to, because for some reason I was not a main admin, and everybody who was a member there was getting constant notification with like really disgusting images and stuff, and I just wanted to nuke it, make sure that people are not getting harassed and getting those notifications on Discord, so I had to pull the plug on it. Sorry about that. It was just getting massive attacks by trolls, so I had to do that. By the way, we have Atheist Republic's Discord server, now that you mentioned that, and I want you guys to try to make that Discord server
active.
In
the description.
Link in the description. At some point, we're going to use the Discord server for community building for Atheist Republic. Right now, me and Susanna have our hands full, but as our team grows, we do want to get the Discord server somehow more active. But if you guys before then could go there and try to help us get it more active, that would be very helpful. So there's that.
Bronzo, thank you for the super chat. St. Armin, I'm wondering how you pick the media you get featured in. Quillet, for example, shares some reactionary takes. Do you write with them because progressives won't feature your takes?
Well, I just get
one thing I like about Quillette is that they're actually the whole point is that free thought lives. Like that's their motto. Right. So yeah, they do share a very wide variety of political takes. Some of them I don't agree with, some of them I do agree with, but I don't think that's inherently a bad thing.
Lorenzo, this is kind of like saying like, why I wonder why you guys are on YouTube. Do you know YouTube has certain videos that are very reactionary? I mean, it's a platform, right? There are some takes on these platforms that we agree in and some of it that we don't agree with. It's just a tool, right? So Quillette allows, it has less restrictive over what views are allowed there. And that's why you're going to see more views that you don't like. But it also means that you're going to see more views that you do like, and it's not just getting ridiculously censored, So when you reduce censorship, you're going to see more good views and more bad views. But that's the price of, lack of not having censorship. If you want to get more good views, you have to also tolerate the more of the bad views that you don't like. That's how lack of censorship works. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth for the sake of, because I wouldn't get featured in many other places. If you like my views, the price of getting my views out there is to get also some views that you don't like. That's how it works. Right. But again, thank you for your super chat. We don't usually get super chats from Kenya, so this is really nice.
It's exciting.
Yes.
And Labonzo is saying, should we address the Christian convert elephant in the room? I assume you're referring to Ion Hersiali.
Oh yeah, I don't consider her to be Christian, honestly, because I read her statement into converting to Christianity. I think it's a symbolic Christianism rather than actual Christianism. I would see. I don't agree with it either way, but I would see somebody who's an actual Christian is somebody who believes in Jesus as a God. And Ion Hersiali is much smarter. And I do believe that Ion Hersiali is too smart to actually believe Jesus is God. So I think this is a symbolic gesture rather than an actual conversion to Christianity.
Well, and if we're being very frank, I work for the Eye on Her CLE Foundation. Okay, so that's part of it. The second thing is that having met Ion, and also I'm not going to talk about private conversations, but based on what she has shared publicly, this is something that she needed to have more comfort and peace and well-being in her life. And I think, especially with the morals that we here have at Atheist Republic, if that is something that someone needs to have a better quality of life or feel that way within themselves, we might have our own things we feel about the reading. But I think at the end of the day, we want people to have a better life.
Right.
And if that's what they feel like they need, and that's a personal decision. Like if someone is saying that they're suffering and that helps them suffer less, I'm like, you know what? I hope you do suffer less.
Right. Like, for example, a lot of the ex-Muslim refugees who had to say that they're Christian just to be able to get any support, for example. But another point is that our disagreements, I mean, if I have any personal disagreements, does not really mean much relative to all the stuff that we celebrate, you know, for some, like, we don't have to agree. Like, I and her CLA has done so much, especially when it comes to, you know, fighting female genital mutilation, right? And so we could, even if I have a disagreement with somebody, I don't need full agreement to be able to support somebody, you know, and value what they're doing. All right, so thank you for that. And then we have the Muslim apologist with the super chat. See, I knew this person was not really. He's like he or she is just trying to represent the Muslim apologist, or not really an actual Muslim apologist himself or herself. But you want to read that? Actually, you should.
YouTube will be banned. Allah will receive justice.
Yes, actually, Susie, I don't know how you felt for this. Nobody who's an actual Muslim apologist would have a picture of a prophet as a profile picture. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I just got pissed.
Yes. Okay. Okay. But thank you for the super chat. Next,
it was so tiny on my screen, I didn't see.
Right.
Oh, we got another super chat from Uzair Jibril. Thank you, saying, "Love you guys. Keep up the good work." From a Yiddish agnostic. Interesting. Also, Armin, your black and white photo on the news is very schmexy. Oh,
thank you. I appreciate that.
You have some admirers.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. All right, and then the last super chat from SFL.
Oh no, we just got another one.
We got another one. Nice.
Saying we need to grow the channel. Yes, everyone, please like, subscribe, share, recommend. We are growing the Atheist Republic Army. We're approaching 50K. Soon we will be 50K strong. We just hit 42K today, so that's exciting.
Yes. And guys, make sure you hit the bell. Well, wait. Make sure you hit the bell notification, because subscribing is not good enough. If you want to make sure that you are here live with us when we are live on air, you need to hit the bell notification, because that's the only way YouTube will tell you that we're live. Yeah. But yeah, that's super chat.
Queen Nick saying thank you for all you both do. Lord Hale, Lord Armin, and Queen Susanna. Hail yourself a little extra for your coffers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
To give a fundraising report that Secular Sakai asked for in terms of our monthly so guys, if you are interested in supporting this news show to make sure that this news show can always continue, please consider becoming a monthly donor. There is a link in the description below. And we still have our 40 monthly donors. And so we've been doing a really amazing job of maintaining the level of support needed to keep the show going no matter what.
Nice. 40. We're at 40. Okay, fantastic. Amazing. And we also matched all the way to 50 because of Secular Sakai. Fantastic.
Because he's amazingly generous to us in our mission.
Guys, at some point we're going to go below 40 because some people at some point are going to stop. So please try to help us by becoming a monthly donor on PayPal link in the description. That is really helping us, keep going. So thank you for that. And we got another.
And the reason
super
why
chat
I have
from-
it on PayPal is because I do not trust the YouTube partnership program, and I want to make sure that if YouTube decides to nuke us randomly one day, as they have done in the past, that we're still good to go.
Yeah, it's a backup plan. Exactly.
Because I think about these things. We need to diversify. Ilonushka F gave us 30 shekels, saying, "Thank you, guys. Keep it up. Thank you."
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the shekels. All right, guys. We're gonna head out. We're gonna go. Get back
Did you
to
have fun
the rest
today?
of our
I had
work.
fun today.
I did have fun today. I think we did good. We did very good. I'm proud of us. Yes. If you are proud of us, make sure you like the stream and make sure that you are here again for our next stream, which is going to be soon. Me and Anna are going to be doing another video review. So just I think next stream is going to be with Rivka and Secular Rarity and Anna all at the same time. So that's going to be very exciting. So yeah, look out for that. All right, guys. Bye. Mwah.